So it'd be helpful to just sum up, perhaps. We've actually rolled the slide on. Yeah. So, have we, out of the various conversations we had, identified any quick wins? But what are the things that, if you were, what are the things that we could literally start thinking about tomorrow?
We can introduce a car leasing scheme for employees and members, which is a tax benefit, and the council could.
So is that an EV car leasing scheme?
Yeah, just a car lease is in there.
Not even fuel, but
Yeah.
we can do that from, well, it's probably best if we do it from April, actually. but we can plan it from there.
Yeah.
0%.
Okay.
Okay, anybody else? Yep.
Young people forums.
Right, young people.
Do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Follies only to serve local produce.
What's that?
Yes.
Is that your in canteen?
Yes.
So
Yes.
internal
Local baked beans.
So internal kind of food.
Going to be internips for quite a lot of fun
Internal
parties.
Yeah.
Cornish broccoli.
Public engagement around universal basic income.
Public engagement around what?
UBI, universal basic income.
Yeah. What was that, sorry?
What was that?
Universal basic income.
How's that carbon footprint?
Because whilst a third of our population can't barely feed themselves, there's not much chance they're going to be hugely engaged with decarbonisation.
Okay.
Anything else?
Changing constitutions for meetings to be able to be at a more accessible time for people who work.
Okay. Do we?
It might be.
Does that have an impact? And we've done kind of.
You might find
It does if you attract younger people. It does if you attract younger working people for the next election.
But actually, if you look at councils where they do have evening meetings, it doesn't bring down the age profile of councillors. Steve and I have just been talking about this, and it
I
doesn't.
think we'll sort of capture that.
Yeah.
And there's a filter process that needs to go through as well. Right.
And signpost residents to what they can do now.
Yeah. Okay.
So one of the things I think on that,
Turn the heating down.
thinking of residents not just as people who buy stuff, but people who they do stuff in their own homes, and we often talk about behaviour change, but also what do they do within the organisation, because a lot of people are employees or members of organisations, but also what do they do as citizens who have relationships or involved in other voluntary sector organisations and stuff like that. How do they use that? So kind of thinking about all those different layers, not just the sort of, well, you could turn your thermostat down a bit and that, but that sort of wider sort of approach to how people work with each other on stuff as well as just themselves. Yeah.
Start planting trees. Start planting trees.
Yes.
Where?
The Woodland Trust actually have got them.
Yes, they have.
Online. Yeah.
Yeah, we can really start actively promoting our offers for insulating houses.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Recognising and celebrating the achievements that we've already made, and also the residents and communities have made.
Yeah. I think that just getting a sense of what is already going on and
Yes.
sort of turning the dial up on some of it
Yeah.
to sort of make it much more clear. So, and that, award scheme or whatever it might be, but I think that's a really important thing.
PR. PR in a lot of
Yeah.
things.
There's one at the back end.
Changing the way that we cut parks and open spaces and grass verges, allowing the biodiversity to thrive and reducing our carbon footprint with cutting schemes.
So I was in Brittany in the summer holiday, and there was a phrase, and I can't actually remember what it was, but it basically translated into late cutting. And they put them all up, and actually in most cases they had already cut it because it was sort of August. So that's the time when you do need to cut it down so that the seed disperses and so forth, and you kind of clear it. But it was, they'd obviously felt a need to actually tell people this is what they're doing. And it's quite effective because it had a sort of biodiversity sort of feel about
But
it.
it's very new. It's only this year they've
Yeah.
started doing that, and that's why they're putting the notices up.
Yeah.
Last year they were cutting it all down from
Yeah.
April onwards.
So, but it's interesting that doing that and explaining it at the same time is far greater than doubles the effect far more.
They do it in September, not August, and you leave 4 inches so that you don't take all the spider chrysalids out.
Sophie, you had your hand up.
Oh, that was just a quick one about working with our leisure provider Fusion in terms of things like you can reduce the swimming pool temperatures by 1 degree and also the air temperature by another degree, then no one notices. But it saves a lot of money and energy.
Yeah.
And if you split the benefit on that, then they've got an incentive to do it as well.
Just on the changing the constitution around meetings, more agile meetings in terms of people Skyping in, member meetings, that would be a real thing you could say to the community, that we're not actually travelling to all these meetings, and maybe allow access to more of the community to become representatives.
I do remember chairing a meeting once where we had, it was in the government department, and there were 3 people on video conference in different places, 4 people on the phone in different places, about 6 people in the room. You guys who lead the councils, you've got a job on your hands trying to chair that, but it's just thinking about how to piece all that together. Some of the skills you need to do it are quite different from the sort of traditional stuff as well. So there's a sort of empowerment and training sort of opportunity as well. Okay, that's a good list of quick wins.
Yeah, so that's pretty good, isn't it? That's made that really small. What about more of the long-term things we need to think about? And I'm actually going to start with one, transport. I'm going to put that on. We all acknowledge that is a really difficult and thorny issue, and we are not going to solve that in isolation. It's a big discussion that needs involvement from a lot of different stakeholder groups, the people using the transport, but also the organisations delivering it, the third sector who try to do things about it, like Sustrans, etc., etc. So I'm going to put transport in that long-term bucket of something that needs tackling. But there are things that could be done now to start that ball rolling.
Building standards.
Yeah.
Building standards.
Building regs.
Regs.
Anything else?
Yeah, well, planning policy comes into that too, but it's got to come from government because we can't go beyond what the government will tell us. Can we check?
Like in the short term,
Okay,
I
now.
imagine it would be now, start lobbying now to achieve.
So I think that might change quite quickly, just from what I'm hearing, but the government's slightly distracted at the moment. But and also there are some people doing some thinking about what the interpretation of the current guidance actually allows for, and particularly with some of the recent planning inspectorate sort of decisions and stuff, they've just sort of inflected slightly, so they're now taking, the sort of wider policy environment. Until you go to net zero, changes a lot. So all of a sudden, you need to be thinking net zero, not more, it's all right, we're in the 20% that doesn't need doing. So I think but it's a very relevant thing, and that is one of those areas where sometimes government only does it, they think local authorities will go along with it, and other, there's a sort of iteration.
They just do it.
A building retrofit programme. A building retrofit programme.
Yeah.
And more, what's the word, more
We're in danger of reaching
food
this.
security. I think we should support the farmers because they've set out a plan to be carbon neutral by such and such a time. Is it 2050? 2040. And it's going to be really hard for them, and they've got a lot of other things that are kind of stacking up against them. So I think anything we can do in the way of PR, facilitating to support them would be good.
And some of the NFU's plan actually involves carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration, thank you. And part of that is planting. So they've got 3 pillars.
Yes.
One of those is carbon sequestration. So perhaps there are some joint opportunities that tick a number of different
But because we're such an agricultural area, it'd be good to be able to
But
support
I would put on
them
a quick
anyway.
win is getting an early meeting with some local.
Yeah.
So I think there's a conversation over about, well, that's all happens at Devon level. I think I said earlier, it's kind of actually the stuff that goes on is often happening more locally, and there's a need to sort of engage the people doing farming rather than their representatives further away. Obviously, that we need
Yeah,
to
and
use
I
those
actually
as
feel
kind
they feel a bit attacked at the moment because of the whole vegans and
Yeah.
Exactly,
approach
station.
Universal basic income, that should have gone there really. Really that's just like financial incentive for regeneration of environment and culture.
So we're going on term here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably need to move it. Okay, just key stakeholders. Any particular stakeholders that really stuck out as important and we need to start talking to now? You mentioned NFU. Sustrans.
MPs, we talked about the role of central government.
NHS. Okay, and lastly, in terms of levers of influence, of the ones you discussed, are there some that really stick out as ones that you would prioritise? In fact, could you put the slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, that you think are, it's not that one.
Oh, sorry, the levers.
Yeah.
That's a while back.
Yeah, please. I just wondered whether from here, are there some of these levers that you feel are absolutely key and are going to be really pivotal to how we respond to this climate emergency?
I think the representation and lobbying is a really key part of it at this very early stage. I think it could make such a difference. It could set things up so much earlier. For example, if we could get carbon taxes coming in, that could make a massive difference all the way through. And again, with planning, a lot of that is for us to lobby upwards.
And the engaging thing, because I think more than half of this has got to be about behaviour change, and we are in touch with every resident one way or another.
Yeah, I'd bracket that with showcasing, I think. Aren't they hand in hand?
Leadership.
Also, with engaging, it's very much about listening to what's already going on and us learning from what has already happened in our community.
Yeah, and actually leadership is often about finding ways to take credit for what someone else has already done, he says as an organisational leader. But you get far more done if you don't take care who takes the credit. An interesting quote, usually credited to Ronald Reagan, ironically was actually said by Harry S. Truman, but presumably he won't mind that Ronald Reagan now gets all the credit, given the nature of it. You get far more done if you don't take care who takes the credit. But actually thinking about how you embrace that, reward it, big it up a bit more. And probably engaging with groups and communities that might not have been, aren't necessarily in your orbit quite so much at the moment, but they might be in the future. A little form we'd like you to fill in, which is what do you need to help you be as effective as possible in delivering on this agenda. And there's one answer which is what you need from your officers, one what you need from your colleagues, that's your fellow councillors, and the other one which is maybe slightly difficult to conceive, what do you need from yourself in terms of your attitude, your knowledge base, whatever else it might be, to be able to be as effective as possible. So when you just to write down for yourself those three, your answers to those three questions, we'll then get you just sort of sharing some of them with each other. And then we want to collect them in at the end. So if you want to remind yourself what you said, take a photo with your phone. I'm assuming everyone's got a phone that could take a photo, because we want these pieces of paper back. But you might want to, it's sort of partly about you working out for yourself what you need next in terms of being effective. Yeah. So from your officers, from your colleagues, from yourself. You can add your name if you want, but it's optional. Share with the others to go around in turn what you said you would need from yourself be most effective. We've just got one more thing for you to do before you go. We are on the home straight now. So this is, just want to do capture a bit of feedback on this exercise, because this is a sort of, I suspect a new thing for you guys having a workshop like this, particularly on this issue. Also kind of fresh, we've been thinking about how best to do it, what's worked, what hasn't worked. And we decided to use my partner's a primary school teacher, and she says this works with 8-year-olds, they can review a lesson like this. So I thought, well, what better for a group of counsellors than something. I actually use it all the time on facilitated workshops, because it's a really quick way of you giving a bit of feedback without having to fill in a long form that we won't do. So 3 post-its. Hopefully we've got enough on the table, if not we'll come and find them. We're going to write one, which is a star. So right on the top of it, star, and that's for something you found good about this event. Window, so draw a little window. A new insight you've gained here. And then wish, and this is, you can do this in different ways. We're going to do it in terms of what you hope will happen next. And then on your way out, we haven't quite finished yet, there are 3 sheets of paper on the back wall that you can stick your post-it notes on. And then we've got an immediate sort of feedback sheet. And otherwise, when you, as I say, don't forget to do the star window wish. Thank you all very much for your input, the energy you brought to it, the sticking, I'd say, almost totally to the rules of the day, the rules of the event, and the sort of mutual respect that you've shown in that process and the engagement. So thank you very much for that. Lou, you wanted to say a few?
No, just to reiterate a thank you and probably to ring the staff of schools out. Thank you.